Hi, everyone. I hope you had a great day. For me, I had a day. And when I say I had a day, I mean that it wasn't just that absolutely nothing went right, because it didn't. But the universe actually decided to double down on that. And it was pouring rain today. And I mean monsooning outside. And so not only did I have to deal with everything going absolutely cataclysmically wrong, it was also a day where I was soaking wet the entire time. I felt like I was in one of those rom-coms, where the girl's mascara is running and she's in the middle of the rain, only nothing worked out in the end. And so I knew that I wanted to film today, but when I got home, I thought to myself, no, I'm just having the worst day. And the more that I thought about it, the more I actually thought, this is quite possibly the perfect day to film a power down where I really had to call upon my Mirror Hero reserves. And so on that note, hi, my name is Lauren, and I am the Mirror Hero. What is a Mirror Hero? Well, a Mirror Hero is somebody who rescues himself each and every night from the chaos of the day, and then also shows up for themselves and has their own back each and every morning. So come with me on this journey as I power down like a true Mirror Hero should. And this is also and always a huge shout out to all of the other Mirror Heroes out there in the world who are also having just a terrible day. So I think I've said before, but I shower at night. So my hair is already crazy. Although, honestly, I don't know if I even needed to take a shower. Considering how wet it is outside, I probably would have looked exactly the same and you would not have known the difference. But for all intents and purposes, I just got out of the shower, got into my pajamas, and I wanted to start off with a piece of great advice. Because all day today, I think what I could have used was a piece of great advice. So I thought tonight I would bestow a golden nugget to you that I received from what I like to call my skincare fairy godmother. She is my good friend, Erica, who worked in the beauty space for almost 20 years. She has been searching for her holy grail skincare routine for certainly as long as I've known her, but she always said that at the end of each and every day, wash your face. Yeah, wash your face. So for a few reasons, I think that is actually incredible advice. And not only because obviously, you need to wash off the soot, just to get the grime and the dirt and the chaos of the day off and away. But also because no matter what kind of day you had, hopefully you had a good day, but especially on the bad days, you want to be able to draw that line in the sand and say, you know what, today is over and I will show up tomorrow and it will be a better day. So washing your face is actually so important on many fronts. But when I shower at night, it actually encourages me to do a double cleanse because I am just an absolute mess. I do not wash my face in the sink for several reasons, but one, because basically by the end of it, it looks like I have wrestled an alligator and there is just water everywhere and I don't know what happened and I black out and it's a terrible experience. So I actually choose to do the first part of my double cleanse before I even get into the shower. So what I do is I have my oil-based cleanser. I use cleansing balms because, like I said, I'm messy. I usually stack them right on the side of my shower tub, and you're supposed to apply it onto dry skin. So I turn on the shower, but before I even get in, I actually put some of the cleansing balm on my face. I zhuzh it around a little bit, get off all the SPF and the makeup and the grime, off of my skin. And then I hop into the shower where I can rinse it all off. I am totally contained. I don't make a mess. And then I'll go in, with a gel cleanser just to finish off the double cleanse. And the cleansing balms that I've been using have actually been really great. I always like to have at least a few options, just to liven up the experience. But the one that I use tonight is the Elemis Black Cherry Cleansing Balm. This thing smells like a starburst, and it just envelopes your skin. But it's not too greasy or grimy. You don't feel like you have a film left over after you've rinsed off the balm. So that's a really great option. I feel like it's been a real success with me, and plus I love the scent. But if you don't like a scent, I've also been using Japan Fusion by Beauty Pie, and that's really great because it comes in this tube, number one, so it's just kind of friendly. And it is I want to say it's almost like a combination between a cleansing balm and a gel, but it just goes on so smooth. It takes everything off your skin, but you don't feel like it's stripped. And then it's very easy to wash off. But if I want to go luxe, right? If I'm just feeling like I need a little bit something extra chef's kiss, then I don't know if I'd recommend this, but I have it because this is actually a great segue into the next part of the video. But I used the Chantecaille Rose de Mai Cleansing Balm. I was at the San Francisco Neiman Marcus, and Robert is at the Chantecaille counter. And he informed me when I showed up that there was an artist who, if you purchase something from Chantecaille, he would actually paint whatever you'd like on your purchase. And so naturally, I jumped at it. And I do have a lovely little shelter pup named Winnie, who I am absolutely obsessed with. So I asked the artist to paint on my Chantecaille Rose de Mai Cleansing Balm a picture of my pup Winnie. So it's a little bit extra, but I feel like once I'm done using this, I can put jewelry in it and maybe just keep it on my counter as a little chuckle for me at the end of the day. But it's so cute. And I would say this is more of an old school cleansing balm where it actually feels like a lotion. Like as if you put a moisturizer on top of your skin, but it breaks down all of the makeup, it breaks down the SPF, and it really does an excellent job. I would just say this is highly fragranced. So if you don't like fragrance or if it's not your thing, I would just say it might not be for you. But just as, a little something, to brighten up my evening, I'll use this every so often. But on that note, I have lured my pup Winnie into the bathroom with a treat. She has now finished it. And I am welcoming her to help me power down for the day like she usually does, but this time on camera. So I don't know how it's going to go, but I will be right back. And hopefully I will have a little co-host. Just one second. Ta-da! So this is my pup Winnie, and she is not happy to be here, but she does get ready with me every night. And so we will go through my nightly skincare routine, but I'm going to tell you a little bit about her. So as I'm putting on my creams, lotions, potions, serums, I will put them up here above. And so that way you can kind of follow along. But I can tell you a little bit more about Winnie and we'll have more flow. Okay. She's got her little headband that we'll put on. Thank you. Good job, Win. Look over here. She looks great. All right. Winnie, you're looking good. Thank you. I got Winnie about 6 years ago. So her and we've been soul dog roll dogs for a pretty long time already. And I adopted her from an incredible organization called Rescue Dogs Rock. And she, like most shelter pups, came with a lot of quirks. She was incredibly scared, incredibly nervous. And when I saw her picture on the Rescue Dog Rocks website, I thought, that's my dog. This is my dog. Now, I had applied for her. I remember it was a really slow day at the office when I was living in New York City. I believe it was the Friday of Thanksgiving week. And so I filled out all of the paperwork. And to adopt a dog now, I feel like probably takes as much work and time as it does to adopt a real child. I mean, I was filling out essays. I was doing the home inspection, reference checks. It was kind of wild. And when I applied for Winnie, I remember I got a call back almost right away. And they said, thank you so much for applying, but she is a very cute dog and there is already a 5-family long waiting list for her. So you're not going to get this dog, but apply for other dogs and continue with the interview process. So that way, when you see another dog, then you can adopt another dog right away. And I said, okay, I did the home inspection, I did all the other stuff, but my heart really wasn't in it. I mean, as soon as I saw Winnie's face on that website, I thought, that's my dog. I don't want another dog. She's my dog. But months and months passed, right? And it got to be March of the following year. And I get a call. Actually, this was 2 days before the stay-at-home order started for COVID. And so I received the call, and it was Dogs Rock. And they said, you're not going to believe this, but all 5 families dropped out. Do you still want this dog? And I said, I told you it was my dog. And I said, yes, absolutely. And they said, okay, great. Can you pick the dog up today? And I was like, well, I don't have a dog bed, dog bowl, dog food. I was like, I don't have anything. I'm not prepared to have a dog. And they said, don't worry about it. Just, go to Petco and, take out a row and it'll be fine. You'll get everything there. And so that's what I did. But as soon as I got her and we locked eyes, right? We locked eyes and I knew she was mine. And so it's been her and I. She's been my soul dog, roll dog for 6 years already. And the thing about Winnie is that she is not your typical cuddly little pooch. She is a strong, independent woman. She's got a lot of thoughts. She's got a lot of opinions. And when I come home, especially from a bad day, she is not the type of dog that will love bomb you at the door. I mean, she's very much a loner. And I have to respect that because honestly, so am I. So when I get home from a particularly bad day, it's not so much that she cuddles me to death. It's that she has such a grounding presence for me that we're kind of alone together. And I don't know if that makes any sense to anybody, but it really helped me to be able to just end my day on a high note and know that she is there for me, even if it's not in the typical, cuddly dog way. So, all right, that was my story about Winnie. I don't know if I could even take Winnie seriously with this on. I never put this on her, and she's hating me right now. But I do believe that dogs are so critical to our mental health. And so I guess then this is a shout out to all those other dog parents out there. If you have a dog that has dragged you from the rubble of every bad day since you've gotten them, then please leave a comment below, give a little shout out to your superhero pup, and I would love to hear about them. Hi. Unfortunately, we had a little bit of a disruption. Winnie decided... Hey everyone, Mirror Hero editing team here. What I'm trying to say is that mid-skincare routine, Miss Winnie decided to do some kind of Olympic figure skating triple axel off of her little pedestal. Either she heard a dog barking outside or, I don't know, a leaf fell and she just wanted to let everybody know about it, keep everybody informed. So when I went to chase after her, I had the foresight to turn off the camera from recording. But then when I returned to continue my skincare routine without Winnie, I did not remember to turn the camera back on. And so I had washed my face off of all my skincare, trying to redo the whole thing for you. And so this is the second take, and obviously my heart just isn't in it now, and I look like I'm about to cry. And so I'm coming to you not just as Lauren, but as Lauren's reflection and as the Mirror Hero. And I'm saving myself from the chaos of what just happened. So this is what it looks like when you're saving yourself. It's not pretty, it's messy, and most of the time you have to laugh to keep from crying, right? Because some days you win and some days you lose. As you can see, I'm constantly looking in the mirror the whole time, but that's how I kept telling myself to keep going. just power through. Today was definitely a teachable moment. And interestingly enough, the products I'm reaching for were not in the initial skincare routine that I had filmed. The products I'm reaching for in this retake are actually, I'm learning this in real time, like they're actually my emotional support skincare. And so a huge shout out. And as for Mirror Hero, I really do want to mention just how proud I am, of myself for following through on filming this video. Like I mentioned before, it was a really hard day from start to finish. But believing in yourself is a full-time job, There are no days off. There's no PTO. There's no sick days. I chose the absolute worst possible day to film this video, and yet I showed up for myself. I had my own back, and I told myself to keep going. Winnie and I even rallied at the end to talk about my nighttime perfume pick. So, not all was lost, and let's take a listen, and this is the Mirror Hero editing team signing off. And that's it. Now, before we go, I also have a kind of unconventional take on how I sleep at night because I actually wear perfume at night. And the perfume that I chose this not just because it's a lovely smell, it's a floral mix of Turkish rose petals and pink pepper, and it's just a lovely, soothing fragrance, but also because of the name. Now, A Rose of No Man's Land actually came from the name that they used to call the World War I Red Cross nurses who used to brave the front lines to rescue all of the injured soldiers during the war. And it just kind of made me think, what a great way to end such a tough day where we needed to be our own rescuer. We are braving the front lines every day in a battlefield of our own making, right? And so I just want to wish everybody a good night. And remember, there's always tomorrow. So have a great night, everyone.
That's right. There's always tomorrow. So to all the mirror heroes out there, good night, sleep tight, and we'll see you in the morning light. Bye!